Hey guys, Lazy Flaps here. I'm gonna be talking about engineer weapons in Trespasser, and we're gonna be ranking them. But here we go. I know we're like towards like the end of Hexadecimal Horrors, but you know, I'm just starting now because it's just whatever, man. I don't usually do commentary. I don't usually do commentary, but here we are. We need to get this started because if I don't, I'm never gonna finish this. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we can just start with the golden weapons. These are gonna be in these are in F. Alright, the golden frying pan and the golden wrench are in F because if you're using these weapons, you take 100% extra damage. None of you use them, but if you do, do not. Some of you are wondering why the family business is on here, and that is because if you equip the festive wrangler, you can use the family business. The problem with the family business is, if you switch off this weapon, you lose this weapon. You can't switch this weapon anymore, unless like you're at like a checkpoint. So this one is like an F. Yeah, F. It's also F because it's not upgradable. So yeah, you can't upgrade this weapon. Next weapon we have is the pretty boy pocket pistol. I'm gonna put this in D. Just like the family business, you can equip this, but with like the regular wrangler, and it'll give you the pretty boy pocket pistol. And it functions just like the regular pretty boy pocket pistol, but in like this specific mission, it drains 3 health every second if you hold it out. I mean, this weapon might be okay if you are bleeding to death, but there's health packs everywhere. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. Can't upgrade it either. So yeah, I mean, you also have other healing sources too, like Mad Milk Syringe, Conch, but no one really uses that, and you know, health on kill. So really, this weapon's kind of redundant, sort of way. So next, we have the Rescue Ranger. I'm going to put this in D. The weapon overall is very weak. It's got like, 40 damage base and 60 if you get close. But the 40 is kind of stupid because you're going to need a lot more shots to kill zombies. And since you have very low clip size, it is not very optimal to use on zombies. So I wouldn't recommend a Rescue Ranger. No, I wouldn't. Especially after like the sentry blocking was removed. The whole ranged pickup thing is very niche. So you should be spending most of your time shooting instead of moving your buildings. It's bad. Don't use other weapons. Alright, next up we have the Pompson. I'm going to put this in C, because this weapon is actually kinda good. Okay, I rank Pompson above Rescue Ranger. It just has higher base damage. Base damage is like 60, but goes up to 72. And I think 40 if you're like fall off distance. Well yeah, I mean I rank this higher than Rescue Ranger. Definitely a lot better. But there's plenty of drawbacks to this. You have a lesser clip size like the Rescue Ranger, but then there's also like a lesser fire rate, like negative 22%. Also, your projectiles are really slow, and those projectiles can be blocked by teammates, so not very good. It's also got some niche uses like reducing medigun uber. It's kind of nice, I guess. Infinite ammo. I'd say this is less expensive for sure, but the projectile speed and the fact that it can be blocked by teammates, lesser clip size, less firing speed. I think this is low. So, if you want to like use this weapon, then sure, I guess. Next, yeah, we can do like wrench. I think the wrench is like B tier. Pretty standard wrench, like 65 damage. You can 2-shot skeletons up to until you get to purple where it requires 3. Yeah, this is pretty basic for the most part. Pretty solid, I guess. Southern Hospitality, I'd put this above the wrench, because of bleeding. Bleeding is not really that important, but you know, I mean, it's a positive upside. You know, if you want to take it, that's fine. No random crits. Random crits is disabled for the entire mission. And the 20% fire vulnerability, it's actually not that noticeable if you have fire resist built. So yeah, it's not that bad of a weapon, but no one really uses it because they're better wrenches. Okay, Gunslinger. I probably put this in B also. No one really plays Melee Engineer, but Melee Engineer, Gunslinger Engineer is alright, I guess. I've only played with this weapon for a bit, but it's okay. I do enjoy the third melee swing being a crit. The only problem is that you have to hold attack while you do it, or else like you can't trigger it. Yeah, I think this is pretty decent for skeletons. There are a couple penalties you use in Gunslinger. Well, everyone knows this, but you know, Sentry gets replaced with Mini Sentry. I don't think anyone has like a problem with that, since like sentries are pretty much neutered for the most part. There's also the speed penalty that gives you like negative 15%. I think your speed is like between Devilman or heavy, maybe soldier speed. I think it's fine. You can survive like two, like you can survive 2 melee hits from those headless zombies before you like die. You can also survive a couple of beatings from skeletons as well. The only problem with these wrenches is that health on kill and melee for engineers like double the price for whatever reason. I don't know. You can blame Valve on that one. If the creator had some control over the pricing more, he probably would put health on kill at 250 for wrenches. Yeah, Gunslinger is pretty alright. Pretty good self-defense weapon. The Jag's alright. I don't know. I'm very mixed on Jag. The Jag is good for like putting everything back up, but the problem is that unless your teammates are like dumb and they just lead the zombies towards your buildings, it doesn't really matter that much. You know, once you've built your stuff, it's done. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Jag, but you know, you only use the Jag for setting up, for building things back up quickly. Another thing with the Jag, it's got less damage. 49 damage per swing instead of 65, and that kind of hurts it a lot because instead of 2 swings for skeletons, you have to do 3 swings for blue and green, and then you have to do 4 swings on purple skeletons. But yeah, I don't know. Jag is kind of less than B tier. I mean, yeah, Jag is on the lower end of B tier. I think the build rate is nice, but you only really need the build rate if you're building stuff during setup or the zombies keep breaking your stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one's just on the lower end of the B spectrum. Next on the tier list would be the pistol, and I don't know where to put this thing. I'm gonna put this in like the high end of B. This thing's like between A and B, honestly, but there's like a couple of things that make it in B. Well, first off, I like the pistol. It's like, what, 125 for clip and ammo capacity? And firing speed too? Yeah, firing speed also has 125. Yeah, this thing's pretty cheap to upgrade. If you upgrade this thing is like on the lower end of A. If you don't upgrade this weapon, I think this weapon is fine. You'd probably be better off using other secondaries if you don't invest in this weapon. But, you know, if you really want to use the pistol, then yeah, I don't know, I guess it's pretty solid, but this one's a very high B. Also, a fun fact, you can get high ammo capacity if you switch things in your loadout, get the resupply change, and then back out. Alright, next, we're going on the higher end side now. I'm gonna put the short circuit in A. This weapon has very good AoE damage. You know, just in case you don't have like a Devilman or a Pyro with a Scorched Shot, you can roll with this. Only problem is the ammo consumption, but that can be remedied with metal capacity upgrades, and if you build next to the bookcase where there's like a max ammo on top of it, you can just get that. So overall, yeah, pretty solid weapon. Next, shotgun. Shotgun is an A. Very reliable shotgun. Not a lot of things to say, really. It's just a shotgun that can do up to 90 damage. Decently accurate. Next, Panic Attack. I think this weapon is decent, but ranks above the regular shotgun because it's got higher damage due to extra pellets, even though there's like a damage penalty. It's very good for like an engineer who wants to get close to the zombies and just shoot them. Just meat shot that guy. Not really much to say about the Panic Attack. Roll with this weapon, you're good. Okay, now here are the top dogs. We're gonna start with the Eureka effect. Yeah, you know, the build rate is terrible. The metal you get is terrible. But, you know, I put this in S because you can just teleport from anywhere. Dude, the teleporting is actually really strong. You can just get out free. No, you can walk outside to the front and then just teleport back to spawn. Just a handheld teleport. I think this weapon just is good. The problem with this weapon is that you have to know when to use it because you have a very long, like, what is it, like between 2 and 3 seconds of teleportation time. Not very good for using while being surrounded. So yeah, there's like a curve. Yeah, you have to know when to use the teleport. But otherwise, this weapon's on the low end of S. Very good for soloing, I will say. Very good for soloing, even though the extra taunt speed is gone from the spellbook magazine. Widowmaker goes to S. The extra metal cost sucks. Sucks even more if you use it with the Rieger effect, but this weapon is very cheap to upgrade. The only things you have to spend on the Widowmaker is firing speed and health on kill. And then I think that just is above the other shotguns. This is still much cheaper to use because $250, that all just goes towards the metal capacity. I think the Widowmaker is solid if you can aim well. If you can't aim, this might be not very good. And also you have to get really close with the weapon. But to me, I think the cheap cost of the Widowmaker is what makes it for me. This is my tier list after all. Anyway. Frontier Justice? I honestly don't know. I think I haven't had... Yeah. These weapons are tied for each other. You get crits from your sentry gun, which is nice, I guess. I don't know. I haven't had much time playing with this weapon, but you know, people really like using this weapon. I'm a Widowmaker fan. Some of you are Frontier Justice fans. Okay, the only problem with this weapon is that this weapon is more expensive. You start with three clip size, and the max you can get to is like 9. I'm not a fan, but you know, some of you are. I prefer constant damage. You prefer burst damage. These are pretty much equal, I'd say. And finally, Deagle. Is there really a contest to this? You deal 3 times the damage of a regular pistol. It can headshot, and it can pierce resistances. Every headshot is like 135. Sure, you know, I mean, it's not upgradable, but the weapon is so powerful that you don't have to upgrade this weapon. If you're not using the short circuit, then you are using the hand cannon. Just like with the pistol, you can also just get a higher cracked up ammo capacity. I think the hand cannon is just too good to be that the only way to nerf it is just to remove it. The only issue is the ammo, and that is it is just as inaccurate as the regular pistol, but the low ammo doesn't matter too much because there's like ammo packs everywhere, and you can stand near a dispenser to just refill like a lot. Yeah, I mean, nothing to say much about it. That's all my list. So that's it. That's my entire engineer tier list for Trespasser. I will probably cover more and level up my commentary skills. So anyway, see you guys.